Vyper builds, one of the things that he did was... Oh, big parry! The Vypers are coming in! So many parries! And the lethal venom, and he dies! Rumpelstiltskin!
If you ask the pros, what is the best character in the game, they will tell you idiotic things like, oh, it depends on team comp, and oh, what time of the game is it? I call Croc. The only way to determine the best hero in the game is through a 6v6 mono-hero single elimination tournament. That is the only 100% fair way. Today's match?
Holliday versus Vyper. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start yet another game of the wonderful One Trick Championship. And this is going to be a funky game, right, Occurs?
Definitely. Not only is this matchup incredibly bad for Vypers, we have some of the best Hollidays in North America on the team right now.
Oh, yeah. We have an incredible lineup. I'm just going to tab here to show it. We have Jet, we have Yeager, we have Rumpelstiltskin, we have Wick, we have Haichu, and who's the sixth? I think that's... Oh, I
Paleo Magnitsum is Ron.
Oh, okay, perfect. But I mean, the Vypers also have some very good players. We have Schlargo, and we have Sox, and we of course have Holliday, which is one of the best, if not the best, Vyper in North America. But yeah, very unfortunate that we couldn't get some of the best Vypers on their side as well. But it's fine because Vyper is still a very strong character. Yes, I do agree with you. I think that Hollidays definitely have a huge lead. Vypers have a big head. Hollidays are good at getting headshots. And once that mid to late game starts, it's going to be really tough for the Vypers to shoot without being able to stay on the ground because there's no barrels. But I wouldn't count any character in this competition yet because we've seen time and time again where we're like, yeah, definitely one side has a huge advantage, or oh, this game is equal, and then suddenly there's a stomp for the other side, right?
Yeah, definitely. But I do not think this matchup with the Vipers will end very easily for the Vipers.
I mean, like, we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see a whole bunch of knockdowns. We're gonna see some weirder builds. Melee Vyper, maybe? Who knows? But yeah, I think knockdowns are gonna be core. And we were discussing this, and I think one of the biggest advantages is who wins lane. We've seen like this very massive catapulting. You win lane and then you win the rest of the game over a course of a bunch of matches. And the very same thing could happen with Vyper. If you're just doing very well in lane, you could easily get an advantage. As I say that, the first Vyper is dead. Yeah. No, it's going to be just a bit funky. For people who don't know, Vypers are very good at sliding. They have an innate ability which enables them to very, very quickly and very, very easily slide. Which is really bad when they're shot by barrels because barrels lift you off the ground. And that means that you stop sliding, which is the core of the characteristic. I would say that Vyper v Holliday is probably the worst matchup for the Vipers, sadly. So
yeah, I think Vyper versus Holliday might be the worst matchup in the tournament, honestly.
Really? Like worse than I don't know, like Bebop versus Geist? That seemed pretty bad to me.
Most likely.
Yeah. I don't know.
At least with Bebop versus Geist, Geist had her ultimate, which helped mitigate the hooks.
Yeah, but I mean, you could also ult Holidays off of the sky, right? That's like a thing
fair,
that could happen.
You have to realize that's not really much.
You know, I do agree with you. I think Holidays have a big edge. I don't know if this is the worst matchup yet. And I think that I'm going to be rooting for the Vypers here, very openly. I think Vypers could pull it off. I think they're very dangerous characters. If Holiday's ever down for whatever reason, I think we're going to see silence glyphs. I think we're going to see silencers. And I think that we're going to see the Vypers be able to get a couple of picks that they shouldn't be able to get because they do output a lot of damage very, very quickly. A huge amount of burst. That is the nature of the Vyper. I also think they're very good at denies early in lane. I mean, we see that even though they've had a couple of deaths, it's 15k versus 15k still, mainly because the Vypers have been great at denying, right?
Yeah.
Ooh. And Lethal Venom is still a very, very powerful ability, isn't it?
Lethal Venom, honestly, is probably one of the best lane abilities. It is an incredibly powerful lane ability, especially early into that lane.
Oh, yes. I mean, we did see right now, we saw it a little bit with the last versus Vindicta, but the ult into ult strategy, very, very good. We saw that one of the Vypers, I can't tell who it was, got ulted by the Holliday, and then immediately the second Holliday ulted from the first Holliday. Just dragged them all the way across. But, yeah.
Oh, and speak of the devil, we just saw Jaeger go down because Jaeger got hit by 2 lethal venoms.
Yes. Like, if you manage to stack 2 lethal venoms, even if you're like very high health, like, sorry, not high health, because lethal venom scales more with you being lower health. But if you're at medium health, 2 lethal venoms are gonna be enough. Debuff reducer is not gonna help. You will need the full debuff remover, and that's a very expensive piece of tech to get in early game.
Yeah, I believe the Hollidays, whenever they're low, are just gonna have to play incredibly safe.
Yes. Yeah, the lethal venoms have been actually really, really powerful, haven't they? We have seen a bunch, like, now that there's been a little bit of investment in the lethal venoms, we see their full effectiveness. I'm telling you, the Vypers have a good shot. Do not doubt the Vypers. You see, those petrifies have been also insane. Yeah, lethal venom and the lethal venom, and like people keep dying. However, this not much you could have done there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's pretty equal so far, 27 to 26k. We do see a loss of a Guardian though on lane number 2, and the Hollidays are pivoting towards the other Vypers. Yeah, this is like one of the things I like to talk about. It's a question of character loyalty in a way. When I was hosting the McGinnis Pocket match, it was so easy to get McGinnis's because everyone was like, oh yeah, I want to play, I want to represent my character. Maybe it's the case with Hollidays too. Maybe people have Holliday pride. Maybe people are like huge Holliday superfans to the extent that they aren't Vyper superfans. And that's why they're not here. Anyhow, Vypers are showcasing what they can do the best, which is do a lot of tower damage very quickly. This is an ability they do share with the McGinnis's, and we saw how relevant that was for the McGinnis's, right, Curtis?
Yes, with the McGinnis, with the McGinnis match, we saw that McGinnis were able to do a ton of objective damage, and that actually was key in their match.
We keep seeing this ulted duel, but wait, Saki escapes! He manages to escape, and we do see Withering Whip. I wonder who had the Withering Whip. I think that's a very, very good tech against the Vypers, isn't it? Like, it effectively halves your DPS for a very long time.
Yes, and I believe we're going to be seeing a lot of Withering Whips on the Hollidays team, to be honest.
Yeah. What are anti-Holiday techs? Is Slowing Hex one of them, I think?
I honestly don't know.
I mean, E-Shift is what I would usually pick, but for a more early lane type situation. Oh, yeah. Those Holidays are really struggling. The moment they get to mid, you just see 2 lethal venoms and they're in a horrible position. But one of the things when I saw the Michael S build, that was like one of the very first Vyper builds. One of the things that he did was... Oh, big parry then! The Vypers are coming in! So many parries! And the lethal venom and he dies! Rumpelstiltskin just gets destroyed there! That was fun. That's gonna be our short clip. I think that's gonna be our short.
Yeah, no. The Vypers are playing incredibly now.
Wait, let me mark this in the chat. Can somebody in the chat write 8:30 right now so I remember what minute of the game this happened? Because that's definitely going to be our short. I try to have like one short for every single match. But like, oh, look at this funny thing that happened in this match. And that's very candidate. Like, huge candidate right there. Anyhow, what was I saying? What was I saying? Yeah, the moment that any of these Holidays ends up low, they just get lethal venom 1, 2, 3, and none of them have any even debuff reducer or something like that. Well, I guess debuff reducer wouldn't help you against lethal venom. 813. Thank you so much, Lucky Pad. Much appreciated. But yeah, one other thing that's really worth noting is where you take the fights. And I keep seeing the Vypers take fights indoors. which I think is a very smart thing to do. It enables your jumps to not be as impactful. But oh my god, these Holidays are just intruding so deep into Viper territory right now. So what are we thinking here? Do we think the Vipers are screwed? Do we think that this is just like an early game sort of thing? Holidays do have a very good early game. Vipers take a couple items for them to really trigger themselves. They really like those lethal venom skills.
I definitely think that Holidays will be able to scale harder into that late game because a lot of Viper's power comes from when, like, obviously individual, Viper is incredibly fed. That is where Vyper becomes this unstoppable menace.
Yeah, no,
but
I completely agree.
Holiday just scales very well naturally.
I mean, you say that, but like one of the things I associate with all these is them not being fantastic at the very late game, right? Like their damage scaling, you're usually not going gun. Those barrels are annoying, but once you get tech like unstoppable, they become a bit less meaningful. Their ult is very nice. But it's like, is it like that much better than the Bebop hook or a Moen Krill grab? Not that certain. So I don't know. And the Vipers can run away from a lot of these fights. I do see the Vipers keep fighting more and more underground, which is very, very smart. But yeah, I don't know. The advantage is only 7k right now, which is not horrible. I mean, I think the Vipers have a legitimate shot, especially when it comes to these objectives, which they're going to be able to push with a lot more ease than the Holidays are. Holidays are just going to be chasing random Vipers, which can even slide up to, oh, huge ult right there. Is that going to be enough for him to escape? Yes, it is. And the Vipers, in the meantime, while everyone's distracted, just get that Guardian so easily. Even with just 2 gun items, right? It's not like they've done an incredible investment in gun items so they can just mow down objectives. I really do see...
Vyper has incredible objective damage just by base. Vyper has, I believe, 105 base gun damage, which is an incredible amount. Well, not base gun damage, base DPS. My bad.
Yes. Yeah, and the big balancing factor is the fact that they're not very accurate. But when you have a walker, right, it's very hard to miss a walker. I don't know whether gunfall.
And especially on a Guardian.
Oh, but huge parry
really
is happening.
Incredible parry by Azur, but it didn't really save them there.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Regardless, the game is not that bad. Like, I mean, we've had this 6k, 7k difference for at least a couple minutes at this point. I don't know. What do you think about the Urn fight? We did already have an Urn fight. We're discussing other things. But what do you think about the Urn potential of both of these characters? I think Bola is very scary, isn't it? In these Urn fights?
I definitely think the Holidays are going to have to keep mind with those Bolas. Not only just for Urn, but in general. Vyper's Bola is already a very, very annoying stun.
Yeah.
And having 6 of them is only going to add to that.
Yeah, we see the lethal venom after the lethal venom be applied. Very good usage of the lasso here. Gets the Vyper out of them. And yeah, it's very interesting to see. Yeah, they keep getting picked one by one with those lassos in the Guardian. That's like the big difficulty. That's what you have to figure out how you're going to sort as the Vipers. On the other hand, those Vipers are just... The moment they catch you a little bit out of position, they put one lethal venom and suddenly you're dead. I don't know. I think the game is not that unbalanced. I think that, yes, the Holidays clearly have an advantage. I don't know. What would you like to see the Vipers play here to boost their chances of winning the game?
I honestly do not know much of what the Vipers can do right now. The Vipers are being forced to play very defensively right now.
Yeah, but that's fine, right? Because you have your Bolas, you have your lethal venoms. You know that if you ever chase... Oh, God, and we see Metal Skin. This is a tech I was really afraid of. Metal Skin is just a really, really powerful tech. Here's a question for you. Do you happen to know the answer whether if you have Metal Skin, you have build-up of your lethal venom. I know that you do have it for toxic bullets, so I'm assuming it works the same, right?
I believe that metal skin doesn't prevent the side effects of a bullet, it just gives you 100% bullet resist. I believe.
Wait, you see 100% bullet resist? Interesting. Will like bullet resist reducers mean that you can damage someone with metal skin, or? Oh, but the parries have been insane this game. This is like legitimately very, very good parries. Yeah, I mean, just throw a parry there. Because I think the mechanic is that Hollidays will often use their punches to shoot, to hit their barrels, right? They're very seldom like using their bullets to explode their barrels. So because of that, because they always want to be shooting barrels, you just parry them and suddenly you can have an easy pick. They're a very parryable character for someone who's not a melee character, right?
I just want to point out that Haichu just died from a walker meteor.
Oh, another one of those? Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Just wanted to point that out. No shame.
No shame.
Haichu's probably a way better player than me, but that is really fun.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Like, mistakes are gonna happen. Sometimes you're just not that familiar with the character. And yeah, it's somewhat problematic, but yeah, these Holidays are starting to really, really scale right now. And you can see the incredible amount of damage that they're doing with those barrels. And I mean, they have 6 of them. It's like pretty good. I don't know. It's a bit of a precarious situation for the Vypers. They're 20k behind now. They're fighting for their last walker. And those bolas better be some very good bolas. Yeah, metal skin really scares me.
I believe the Vyper's main issue right now is whenever they are in a big defense against the Holidays, they only have like 2 or 3 people dedicated against the defense versus like every Holiday, which allows the Holidays to just walk all over them. Usually, yes, you want to split push, but this is not really a situation where you want to do that like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, a Vyper could very easily split push if they need to. Even if there's a sack, you can maybe escape. But yeah, like, we do see this big chase of these Holidays. They are not necessarily low, but yeah, it's just, the Vypers really don't want fights in these, like, open spaces. They want fights in buildings. They want fights where it's very difficult for them to get caught out of position. I mean, look at that Holiday jump. It's just, she's gonna jump all the time if you don't fight inside a building. I don't know. I think that's like a big missing piece of the puzzle there. But again, how do you force the Holidays to fight inside buildings? Urn has been picked. It's being handed in. I do not see a Vyper even close to being able to contest it. And yeah, that's Urn. Yeah, those Urns are just amplifying the damage of the Holidays so much, isn't it? Yeah.
I definitely think this is very Holiday-sided, if not most likely going to be a Holiday win.
Yeah. I think as we go over the course of the bracket, we're going to see more equal games, because there are some characters that just have so many big edges when there's 6 of them. We're going to see another video soon, which is Mirage versus Eternus. It's being filmed a bit later today, and yeah, it's going to be incredible to see how the Mirages do, because their Jinx mark overrides, whereas the Infernus's Afterburn, that works in conjunction with one another. So you only need one Infernus to burn you, and then the others will reset the Afterburn. It's just some characters are so naturally favored in this format.
Yeah, but I definitely think as the tournament goes on, we're going to be seeing longer and longer games, because these games are going to be getting more even, because each character, right now we are still like in the first round. So all of these matchups are going to be completely random and not really rooted in anything like the strength of character. But as soon as we get to that second round where some of these instant characters are going to be fighting each other because of how good they are and how badly they stomped that first round, it's going to be more even.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. And I mean, some characters, they can be very, very good characters, and they just have like one bad matchup. Maybe like the only character that could defeat Dynamo was Ivy, who has a very consistent stone form to get a very big stun, right? So, I don't know. We're gonna see. That's why we added a losers bracket. For people who don't know about this, there's a losers bracket now, and we're gonna see some of your favorite heroes that might have gotten destroyed in earlier matches have a second shot at becoming the top hero in Deadlock. Oh, those bolas! Oh, those bolas! Oh, not enough! Where are the Vypers? Oh my god, that could have been an excellent opportunity to get a whole bunch of bolas in. And I think he got 4 out of the 5 holidays with that bola, but that was not enough, sadly. Yeah, this is a question of coordination. I think the Vypers did have the possibility of getting mid there. Oh god.
Yeah, I definitely think that the Vypers could have contested that mid. All of the Vypers have tier 3 bola up right now.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. But I don't think the game is over yet. I think the Vypers are still going to be able to get like a pick or two. And the moment that you get a pick or two, you're just able to push those walkers so easily. There's so much farm on the map in a way, right? So I wouldn't count the Vypers out yet. I think that it's going to be very interesting to see how the Holidays are going to push the base, right? It's going to be a bit more difficult to go in the base with the Vypers there, because they can just back up to their own base and get quick healing. You're not going to be able to dig in there because you're going to have like 6 Vypers focusing you. Sorry. So yeah, the siege is going to be very interesting. And we do see the Holidays are very cautious approaching the siege. They're just not going in front.
Yeah, I definitely think the Hollidays are going to be looking for a solid pick or two right here to be able to siege that. Because I don't believe, even though the Holidays are 30,000 ahead right now, which is a lot of solos for only 20 minutes, I don't think they're going to be able to just brute force it. I think they're going to need to get a pick, play it slow for a second, get a pick, and then push it through.
Yeah. What is the cooldown for a Vyper ult?
That's exactly what we're seeing.
Yeah. Just force pick after pick after pick after pick. Get urn after urn after urn after urn. Yeah, the Vypers are collapsing a little bit, unfortunately. Yeah, I do love this pick after pick after pick. It's a real shift. Very smart choice here. Yeah, well, these Vypers are just very slippery by their very nature. So it's going to be hard for them to be caught once they have this ethereal shifts and they can get those bolas in, but yeah. One after another, after another, after another.
Yeah, those lassos are definitely hurting the Vypers.
It's fine, it's fine. The McGinnises were the 40k soul difference when they brought it back, though, at the very end, didn't they? So, I don't know.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. I do see a bunch of bolas ready. And yeah, the Vypers are just lethal venoming. Do lethal venoms override each other? I hope they don't.
I do not believe so. Because remember, a Vyper alone can apply several lethal venoms. It just...
Yeah.
I believe it
fight.
just eats the other lethal venom. I don't think it overrides.
Is that going to be enough damage? They just focusing on the patron, and yep, that is victory. Ladies and gentlemen, Holiday advances.
Great job.
Okay, hello Holidays. Congratulations on your win. Who do you think was the MVP of the match? Do you think it was the character? Do you think there was a specific player? Do you think it was an ability, an item? What are you guys thinking?
The barrel pop is the MVP.
Yeah, the character's just better.
Character's just better. Okay.
You can't slide if you're in the air.
It's just the soft CC off the barrel. It really is
Legitimate. Yeah.
the hardest Viper counter.
Hello Vypers.
Hello.
Hello.
How was the game?
We
Lasso.
expected that outcome.
It was fun.
It was fun.
We expected that outcome, so
So yeah, Vyper versus Holiday. Not necessarily a fun matchup for the Vipers, and it's sad to see that the conclusion was pretty much what was expected. Regardless, they have a chance at the loser bracket, and we have the Holidays advancing. Like, subscribe, and get ready for the next game coming soon.